Okay, here I am again. It's your boy J. Harris Snow, here with another tier list video. This one is going to be for House of the Dragon. I know I said I was going to do this like right after I did the other one. It's like a week or two later, damn near. I'm finally getting to it. This is the best one I could find so far. It's not perfect, but it definitely had more than the previous one. But anyways, without any further ado, let's get to it. I don't know who this guy is. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't. Oh, no. Oh no, I'm wildin'. Sorry about that. They spelled work wrong. Let me change that real quick. Again, I don't really like these tiers. I don't really like what these tiers are named. I spelled it wrong too. I don't really like what these tiers are named, but it is what it is. I'm not going to mess with it too much. Actually, this is a lot. This would be S, A, B, C, D, E, which doesn't really exist, and F. I guess whatever. It's only been a few months since I watched the show. I haven't rewatched it. The only episode I think I rewatched was the one where, spoiler alert, where Vayman died. Other than that, I don't think I've rewatched any episodes. This is like February now. I can't tell you exactly what month it ended, but that's not important anyway. This guy, I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad picture. I'm trying to look at it as closely as I can to see if I can make out who this is supposed to be. If this is an important character, I'm sorry. You're going in garbage because I can't remember you. She's my queen. I don't care what anybody says. Rhaenyra is top 3 character in the show for sure. She's not going to be anywhere but S. I'm going to put Larys Strong in very well written because he is a very well written character. He does some pretty terrible things, but I do actually like his character. He's supposed to be like the Littlefinger, I guess, of the show. He's not reached Littlefinger levels in my eyes, but I do think he's a good, well-written character. Now, I hate Criston Cole. He's literally the worst human being to have ever existed in Westeros. I'm gonna put him in decent. I do understand, kind of, he got his heart broken or whatever, but he definitely took it way too far, taking his anger out on Rhaenyra's children. That's definitely not necessary, like, at all. He's just a piece of shit, and he's a fucking simp for... He went from being a simp for Rhaenyra, then she does him dirty, which she didn't even do him dirty. She was like, yeah, basically you're going to be my side bitch, because you knew you could never marry me. I'm the princess. I'm going to be queen one day. You knew that this relationship could never be anything official, and so obviously he found that out and just completely went ballistic, killed a boy at her wedding. He's a dumbass, and he becomes a simp for Queen Alicent. So it's like you could have been a simp for a queen and been in good standing with the queen, with the different queen, a younger queen, and just not been a piece of shit about it. Like, and then I think he's mad that Harwin had her kid. You know what I'm saying? Harwin's the father of her children instead of him. But that's your fault. You were in that position and you gave up that position. So I don't feel bad for you. You're just a fucking piece of shit. Gonna put Corlys in very well written. I do think he'll get better as a character, but I do like his character so far. He obviously had the iconic quote of, history remembers names and not bloodlines, all that good stuff, which is true. It makes a lot of sense because when you look at it, if there's gonna be spoilers, there's gonna be spoilers in here. Let me just go ahead and say that now before I say what I'm about to say. So if you care about spoilers, you can leave. Whatever, it is what it is. If not, then go ahead and stay tuned, but you were warned. So, obviously, he's like, well, Lucerys will be king one day. And obviously, Viserys basically told him, like, yeah, whenever it comes to being king, the name's going to be Targaryen. But Lucerys would still, which obviously Lucerys is dead now, Lucerys would still be, a part of, Viserys is obviously going to be the king's brother. He's going to be a Valerian, and he's going to be the new Lord of the Tides, and that name will live on forever. Obviously, Lucerys didn't make it to that point, so now Joffrey will have to carry on the name. Again, there's going to be spoilers, like not just spoilers for House of Dragon, but for House of Dragon Season 1, but further than that. So again, I want to reiterate that because I feel like I didn't make it clear the first time. There are going to be fire and blood spoilers, so things that are going to be happening in the show that have not happened yet, I'm about to spoil them in 3, 2, 1. They all die, so you'll never... obviously that doesn't really matter because Joffrey never does anything. He dies when he's really young. Lucerys obviously died at the end of season 1, and Jacaerys will never sit the Iron Throne. He'll die way before he ever has the opportunity to do that. This next one is dark as shit. I don't know what that is. I have absolutely no idea. This is off to a rough start because I don't know what any or anybody. I'm gonna put you in garbage because I don't know. That may be Emma, because it looks like it's someone in a bathtub. It may be Emma, Viserys' wife. If so, she'll be higher, but I can't say. Look, leave it in the comments. I don't know what's going on there. Crab feeder's garbage. I don't care. He doesn't do anything. He sucks. I think Rhaenys, the queen who never was. I think she's good filler. Actually, I do kind of like these rankings. Now I'm thinking about it. She's good filler. I feel like decent and good filler could kind of be the same thing, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm not gonna make too big of a deal about it. I do like her character. I feel like people made too big of a deal about her murdering all those people whenever she brought her dragon up from the dragon pit. I didn't really care too much, honestly. I mean, they're small folk. Like, who really gives a shit about them anyway? The scene was epic. I don't really care what anyone says. She's kind of a cunt, but I mean, I feel like that's what her character is supposed to be. Aemond as well. This is my boy right here. Listen, he's basically just Daemon Light. He obviously looks up to his uncle. If you watch that scene where Daemon murders Vaemon, it's hilarious. It's a great scene, amazing scene actually. Right after he does it, whenever they show Aemon, he gets a little bit wet. Like, he really loves Daemon. He really looks up to Daemon. He really wants to be Daemon. And he, so far I feel like he doesn't have to say much. He has a really menacing look to him, and I feel like it really works. And then obviously the handsome, wise, strong, great quote, amazing quote. What a good show. Gonna put Otto on very well written as well, because he's a very well written character. He's a very well written villain in my eyes. He's kind of like Tywin light. He's not quite Tywin, but he kind of gives out those type of vibes, being a father of a queen, and just trying to protect his family, do everything he can for his family. However you look at the morality of that, he is trying to do what's best to keep his line going, and his line to be powerful. Aegon, I do like Aegon a lot, actually. I'm going to put him in decent because I feel like he just doesn't belong up there with those other guys yet. I feel like he will get higher as the story progresses. Young Aegon was hilarious, obviously, like jerking off out the window. That's why they call it King's Landing. Anyways, that was great. I think that was a great scene. But then also, older Aegon, I kind of didn't care for him at all because he kind of just didn't do anything. But I don't know, it really brought a smile to my face seeing how whenever he became king, whenever he got crowned, how much he was loving it, how much he was enjoying it. You kind of saw he wanted nothing to do with it at first. Then he got that first little ounce of power, and you could just tell it changed him. And so I'm excited to see how he reacts to being king going forward. My poor boy Lucerys. Honestly, you don't really get much of the children. You don't really get much of any of the children, really. Other than I feel like Aemond, I feel like he's the most fleshed out character, but I honestly feel like that's more just because his actor is really good. And he's just, the facial acting, the way he portrays his character, like I said earlier, without doing much. Luke's just kind of a boy. He kind of doesn't really get a chance to really do anything before he dies. I feel like he's a kind of a casualty of so many time skips and just only being a 10-episode season. They added maybe 2-3 more episodes. We could have fleshed out the character a lot more, and I think I would have liked him a lot more. But for now, he just has to be good filler because he's not really much more than filler. And, speaking of people that don't have a lot of screen time, he did great with his screen time. He loved his kids, and he knew those were his kids, and he knew he could never claim them. And he fucked up by, fighting Kristen over the kids, basically. But, that's my boy. Harwin's a GOAT. I don't care what anyone says. I don't even care what anyone says. Lena, she's going to go in decent as well. We got to see her 3 different times, 3 different ages. When she was young, she looked super young. It was super weird. Basically trying to have her court Viserys. It was strange, but whatever. When she was a little bit older and then she kind of is Daemon's kind of courting her. It's a little bit cooler. The way she died was great. Again, she doesn't really get a lot of screen time. Again, a casualty of the time skips and everything. But I do like the little bit we get of her. This is my boy Lord Beesbury. I mean, he died for the cause. He was like the first death in the whole Dance of the Dragons or whatever. I think that's who that is. If I'm wrong, then whatever. Alicent had probably the best glow up in the show. She's gonna be very well written as well. I love her. Whenever they did the final time skip or whatever, or I guess that wasn't even the final time skip, but whenever they went to Olivia Cook, I loved it a lot. I think she was great in that role. I didn't really care for Alicent as much, with the younger girl. I think it's Emily Carey or something like that. Nothing wrong with her or anything. I just feel like her character wasn't that fleshed out, and she just could have done more. But whenever it came to the older Alicent, she did a fantastic job, and I think she's very well written. I'm looking forward to seeing her in the future. Laenor, I'm gonna put him next to his sister. Laenor was cool. He did what he could. Again, he didn't have much screen time. It was cool whenever he was kind of in the Stepstones. That was kind of like his shining moment to me. Other than that, he was just kind of like fucking. He was just a prince consort. Prince consort. Is he just straight prince? I don't know. Whatever. He was married to Rhaenyra. He was gay. Obviously, he said he tried. But it didn't work out. I don't have a problem with him. I do think he's going to appear again. I think he's going to appear actually as, if you read the books, I think it's Adam. I know it's Adam and Alan. They say they're bastards of, what's his name, Corlys Velaryon. I think he's going to come back as, I forgot, I think it's Adam that takes Sea Smoke, which is Laenor's dragon. I think he's going to come back as him. That's my theory about it. But we'll see. Oh no, this is the Maester, because I think this is Lord Beesbury right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and rank him, because I already said I think this is the Maester. I don't really care. I'm just going to put you in needs work because you're a Maester, and y'all are all pieces of shit. Now, my boy Jace, I got to put him just one above Luke. I think he just has his character fleshed out a little bit more. He's got a strong-ass jaw. But he also, he's strong within his own character. He's trying to come into his own. He's really taking on the responsibility of being heir to the Iron Throne, and I really appreciate about his character. And I think that he's going to really have a nice glow up in the second season. After finding out his brother is dead, I think he's going to have a good time on the show. I just realized they only have one of these twins on here. I can't remember. Obviously his name is Eric, but I can't remember which one. He's the good one, though. He's the one. He's for the blacks. He's for Rhaenyra, so he's a good one. He's decent in my book. I can't say anything bad about him. Same with this guy. I can't remember his name, but he's the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. I can't remember his name. Something Westerling. Is it Harold Westerling? Something like that. He didn't really stand up for Rhaenyra, but he kind of was like, yeah, I'm not doing all this bullshit that y'all do. I'm not going along with this Green Council nonsense, and I respect the hell out of him for that. So he's definitely decent for that. I'll probably put him good filler because I just feel like he shouldn't be up there with those other people. Viserys is obviously S tier. Like, Jesus, that was an amazing performance. At first I didn't love his character that much. I did think the best scene early in the first episode was whenever he basically told them, save my baby. I don't care if my wife dies. It's kind of fucked up. That was one of the best scenes I feel like I've seen in a while. One of the best scenes in the entire show, but definitely the best scene in the first half of the show, the season for me. It was a great scene. It was really compelling. It's really like one of those things that gets you thinking. He messed up, and he realized it towards the end that he messed up. And you really showed that. Obviously him whenever he was sick and dying. That last episode that he died. Great performance, him walking through the throne room, and then also at the dinner table. It was just great. I really can't say enough about the way Patty Considine, I think it's pronounced, played that character. It was amazing. Same thing with Daemon. He's Daemon. He's the badass of the show. Really love Daemon's character. He's really compelling character. He's really morally great character. Even though people say they just made him straight up evil, I I don't know about that. I know there was that scene they showed that they cut after Lena died, him embracing his children. I feel like that they should have kept that because I feel like it would have made people understand and be more sympathetic towards Damon. People say Damon wants to be wants power. I don't really think he wants power. I think more than the wanting power, I think he wants to be looked at as more than just the king's brother. I think he wants to more just make a name for himself. He's already beat that dude. He killed him, right? He beat that dude to death whenever, like, Viserys like, yeah, no, I'll help or whatever. He's like, no, fuck that. I think he just doesn't want to be little bro. Like, he just feel like, Viserys, I don't even think it's intentional, but, he's king. So, he's going to get little bro. And I think he just doesn't like that. And I think that's his main issue. He doesn't want to be looked at as the king's little brother. I think he wants to be his own man. And he just kind of does things. He's kind of just a shit starter. Just fucking a lot of shit up. I hate that they kind of like act like he's like, what's the word? Infertile. I don't understand that part. Like they act like he like his dick doesn't work. He has 4 children. Like I don't really get that. I feel like that's kind of weak writing on their part, but it is what it is. The whole thing with like his first wife, it was kind of fucked up that he killed her, but like they didn't really like each other, and I feel like she was suffering, and he kind of put her out of her misery. Like you could say it's good or bad, and then he kind of blew off their family later, and it's like all right, just immediately moved on to Lena. So you can feel how you want about him, but I think he's more morally complex than people give him credit for, and I think we'll see more of that in the coming seasons. I don't know what my Sarya's accent is. That's really all I have to say about her. I feel like she's going to be a lot more compelling in the future seasons, but we'll see. She didn't really. I mean, she did kind of do a lot. Helped find Aegon and expose the the whatever it is with the child fighting pits or whatever, which is good. Then they try to act like she died. We all know she didn't die. I think this is my boy Larry Strong, Harwin's dad. He was decent. He was a good hand. Unfortunately, he had to go. Larys is a piece of shit once again. But he didn't really do a whole lot. But I like him as a character. He's decent. I think this is Helena. She's cool. Her whole I don't know. She's like a dreamer or whatever thing is interesting. It's kind of intriguing. I want to see where they go with that moving forward. Haven't really seen enough of her to really put her any higher than just being a good filler. And in Vaemond, I'll put Vaemond in very well written characters, because I understand his frustration, right? He basically sees the Targaryens trying to ruin his family. Obviously, we all know that Jace, Luke, and Joffrey are all bastards, and we're just going to let Luke be Lord of the Tides. No, it's mine by rights. He's my brother. I should be next in line because his children are dead and he doesn't have any legitimate grandchildren. So I should be. I understand that. He was correct. He was 100% correct. So I can't be upset with him about that. He did what he did. He served his purpose. Got half of his head cut off. It was an amazing scene. But I got to put Vaemond up there for that. I feel like there was more characters that could have been on here. Yeah, I don't think Daemon's daughters are on here at all, which is kind of strange. I'd probably just put them in decent for now, maybe good filler. We don't really get much of them. Their best scene was whenever they all basically jumped Aemond, whenever he basically claimed Vhagar. Yeah, but again, it was the best list I could find. Just on a whim or whatever. But I guess that's gonna be the video. I know I said this already. There's gonna be more videos to come. I do want to make a video about House of the Dragon. I don't want to say specifically what it's about because I don't want anyone to take my idea because it's something that I feel like I haven't seen people talk about at all. But I do want to make that video, and I intend to make that video at some point. Hopefully, maybe right after this I'll make it, but it'll probably be later than that. But again, that's all. It's me, your boy J Harris. Do all the good YouTube stuff for the algorithm. Like, comment, subscribe. Make me feel good about myself. But thanks for watching. Oh shit. Wow.